Hi, I'm Simon Appleton. I'm the Executive Director for the Korea New Zealand Business Council and the CEO of Eastern Bridge Limited. Today I'm going to give you a few helpful hints, tips on how to do business in South Korea. Absolutely number one is go there. Go and see the place. Go and visit the supermarkets, go to the malls, get a feeling for the customers that you're potentially going to be selling to. Number two, due diligence, absolutely critical. In my role as CEO of Eastern Bridge, one of the services we provide is a due diligence service. We deal with a number of requests coming from Northeast Asia. 80% often turn out to be not who they say they are. Now, most of these 80%, it's just a slight exaggeration around the size and scale of their business. Although sometimes you get fascinating ones where it's just a complete lie. My absolute favourite due diligence was a few years ago when a business person approached one of my clients. They claimed to have 3,000 supermarkets and was offering to purchase everything that New Zealand could send them. We did a bit of due diligence and we found out three very important things. The first was it wasn't 3,000 supermarkets, it was 3, possibly. Secondly, the trading company for supermarkets were not registered to import products, so couldn't have imported even if they wanted to. And thirdly, the person that approached us was not involved in the supermarket at all. So please be careful, do your due diligence. Thirdly, language is absolutely important. Get an interpreter, get translators. Make sure that you've got interpreters that are representing your interests. Don't rely on the other side to provide an interpreter. You need someone that is saying exactly what you want them to say. Also, please don't use an online translation tool, particularly if it's for a legal or a critical document. One small mistake can change the entire meaning of the document. 4, communication is absolutely important. Try to be patient. If things are not getting across clearly, don't get angry. The moment you get angry, that's when all communication breaks down. Try to be tolerant, try to be understanding, be prepared to be slow and clear. 5, bring your own interpreter. Talked about this before. Try to record your meetings, and ideally you'd have them produced in the transcripts produced bilingually. When I work with my council clients, we always try to record, produce the transcripts, and then translate them into the other language, so both sides know exactly what was said. Frustrations is another one. Often there are cultural issues. I'm a Kiwi, I grew up in New Zealand. I spent a number of years living in Asia. And even though I was immersed in both Chinese and Korean culture for over a decade, I still don't get a lot of the cultural nuances. And I don't think I ever will truly be bicultural. It's a huge challenge. Cultural issues will arise. Don't be surprised if things are going wrong. Try to analyze it from a cultural perspective. 7, be prepared to spend money. Now, Kiwi businesses, we like to do things economically, on the smell of an oily rag. And unfortunately, when you're going into markets, for example, like Shanghai, Beijing, Seoul, be prepared to invest, be prepared to spend money. It's the only way you will be able to compete with companies from New York and London. Focus on building meaningful relationships. So in Korea we call it gwanggae, which is relationships. These are what's going to see you through as you're doing business. Things will get difficult. There might be some issues with profitability, and unless you've got a really tight, strong relationship with the Korean business that you're dealing with, or with a Korean business partner, the whole thing could fall over. It's the strong relationship, that mutual trust, which will see you through. 9, the speed of which things happen. So in New Zealand, we are a fairly relaxed people. We tend to go a little bit slower compared to our friends in Northeast Asia. Koreans are the polar opposite. They love bali, which means fast, bali. So be prepared that things may move quicker than they would otherwise in New Zealand. 10, Business meetings. So when you go to a business meeting, be prepared to turn up on time. Don't be late. Prepare a gift. It's a very common practice is exchanging gifts. Contracts. So while contracts are sort of the end document often in New Zealand business culture, that's not the case across much of Northeast Asia. Korea is the same. Think of a contract more as a sort of a guiding document. Be prepared that things will possibly come back for renegotiation throughout the process. It is once again part of the culture. As long as it's still a mutually beneficial agreement, it's best not to jump up and down and get too angry about it. The moment you start to make things difficult for the partner, that's the time that they may walk away. So try to be a bit pragmatic. So thank you for listening to my tips. I hope you found them helpful. Thank you.